know Canada is putting a limit on international students? You cannot stay back from this year. Your spouse is restricted from traveling to Canada. And yeah, the cost of living has doubled. Wait, don't panic. These are not my statement. These are the discussion that took place everywhere after the IRCC announced the new policy in 2024. Please allow me to clarify.
Canada caps international student visa applications for 2 years to regulate growth. The cap is set at approximately 364,000 study permits for 2024, 35% decrease. Why is Canada imposing a cap on international students?
Canada is overcrowded, particularly provinces like Ontario, BC, Quebec, where more international students are moving to study. During the past few years, the number of international students entering Canada has increased dramatically because of the tremendous opportunities, flexibility in PR, ease in finding part-time job, and of course, lengthy stay-back period. In the last 2 years, nearly 6 lakhs enrollment happened out of 1 million applications, which is an all-time high numbers. If you move to a populous area, you might experience housing shortage, which may force you to opt available housing by paying higher rent, thereby increasing your living cost. Similarly, you may experience a delay in finding part-time jobs in area where many people search for employment. About capping, simple logic. As a hosting country, it is the responsibility of the government to ensure that the students are well supported with the employment, education, housing, and other facilities. So it is essential to stabilize the number of students in order to provide maximum support to the existing or future students. I would say this decision is extremely beneficial to the international students.
If this policy no longer affects students, who should be affected?
This may affect Canadian institutions when the student numbers stabilize. Their seat capacity will be reduced as compared to last year, resulting in less business for this year. Similarly, Overseas Education Agency may also experience a decrease in business when the number of students enrolled is lower than last year.
International students beginning a study program on or after September 1, 2024 at any public-private institutions will not be eligible for a postgraduate work permit. What does it mean?
This affects only students who choose to study in private institution partnered with the public institution. These partnerships allow private institution to use the course curriculum of a public college under a curriculum licensing program, which can attract more international students and benefit both parties financially. If you wish to get a stay back up to 1 year or 3 years based on your course duration, then please select the public institutions. Additionally, master students will be offered up to 3 years of stay back option irrespective of their course duration. It could be a 1-year program or 2-year program, doesn't matter, you will be offered up to 3 years of stay back option.
In the coming weeks, only spouses of international masters and doctoral students will be eligible for open work permits. International student spouses in undergraduate and college programs will no longer be eligible. Does this mean that I am no longer allowed to invite my spouse to Canada?
Yes, that's true. In the coming weeks, open work permits will be offered to spouses of international students pursuing a master's or PhD. But yeah, spouses of international students pursuing other level of studies such as undergrad program or college program will no longer be eligible for a open work permit. It is important to note that this new change apply only during the study period and there is no restriction on bringing your spouse to Canada after your course completion or switching to a work permit. No need to worry about this new change if you're planning for a permanent settlement in Canada. In fact, if you prioritize completing your course and then switch to work visa, you can invite your spouse to join you in Canada in no time. Guys, come on, it's just a matter of 1 or 2 year waiting based on your course length. Or else, opt a master degree if you fulfill the requirements and bring your spouse along to enjoy your studies and explore Canada together.
On January 1, 2024, the cost of living requirement for study permit applicants was updated to Canadian dollar 20,635. Can I afford to live in Canada?
Living costs varies depending on the area you prefer to stay in. In cities, it would be on the higher side and in rural areas, it would be on the lower side. According to IRCC, international students must open a GIC account and transfer the required funds for the living expense prior to arriving in Canada. This provides a safety net for international students in case if they face any difficulties or financial difficulties while studying in Canada. Like I said earlier, if you face any difficulty in finding part-time jobs and if your rent is on the higher side, especially in the populous area, you need some backup amount to manage your expense. Otherwise, you will attempt to work illegally. That will definitely affect your studies. To avoid this, government decided to revise the GIC amount from 10,000 Canadian dollar to 20,000, Canadian dollar. That is 20,000 change Canadian dollar. Guys, it is important to note that you're transferring this fund to your own account, not to government or college. If you're able to arrange enough fund through part-time job and do not wish to use this GIC fund, this can be used towards your second year tuition fee payment. The decision to use or not to use the GIC fund is completely yours.
Most of the new study permit applications submitted after 8:30 a.m. Toronto time on January 22, 2024 need to provide a provincial attestation letter from the province or territory where they plan to study. Could you please clarify?
In order to stabilize the number, IRCC will allocate a portion of cap to each province and territory, who will then distribute the allocation among the DLIs. Provincial government must assess the profile and give approval accordingly based on the number allocated to their province. And it also reduces the chances of visa rejection based on the province selection. Previously, this process was only mandatory in Quebec, but now it is mandatory in every province. This new system ensures a fair distribution of international students across Canada and prevents overpopulation in certain provinces or territories.
Since December 1, 2023, post-secondary designated learning institutions have been required to confirm every letter of acceptance submitted by an applicant outside Canada directly with IRCC. Why is it important to verify the LOA?
About LOA verification, from now on it is mandatory to verify the letter of acceptance by the institution, DLI institution, once it is moved to IRCC. Because last year a lot of students were deported upon arrival in Canada because they submitted fake offer letters, because they arranged this offer letter from some of the fraud agencies. So to avoid this, it is mandatory from now on to verify the letter of acceptance by the DLI.
How to move forward with the new policy change?
To move forward, it is important to act as quickly and efficiently. This may include speeding up the application process as there are limited seats allocated to each institution. Delaying the process could result in losing the chance for the desired intake. It is crucial to make the tuition fee payment without delay so that you can send your profile for provincial attestation, which may take some time. So once it is done, you are allowed to lodge your visa. Please note that having backup options for both colleges and province can increase the chances of being accepted into Canada. If you're rejected by one province, no worries. You can approach another province with your available offer letters. Lastly, it is important to be well prepared with all the necessary documents and funds to ensure a smooth entry into Canada. By following these steps, entering your dream destination to study won't be a big deal. Yes. Hopefully, I was able to provide you with a clear understanding of all the important updates from Canada. Still unclear about the details? Connect with CanApprove. Signing off, Ragnima.